So I'm going to do something I've never done, which is an unboxing video. I have, I got two guitars today. This is a gorgeous Strat by this company called Tagima, or Tagima possibly. And I had seen these in a local music store, and I picked one up. It's $200. $200 for this Strat. And this Strat punches way above a Squire, which is pretty nuts to me. The neck it feels phenomenal. I don't know if this may be like a D-shaped neck, maybe. But it's not. It's a 42 millimeter nut up here at the top. It just feels so good. The frets are cut really well. There's no catching. It just glides. The only thing that I'm not super nuts about on this guitar is the back of the neck is a little sticky, just from the finish. But all of the places that you could look on a guitar, like in the neck pocket, the nut at the top, everything is so just right. Everything is so correct. Chief, move, buddy, move. The fretboard feels amazing. It's just, this is a really good guitar. So I had an old, it was a 1996 made in Mexico. It was a black Strat that I had modded with a, is this it? I put a black pickguard on here with a couple of custom shop pickups and a Seymour Duncan SSL5 bridge, and a push-pull tone knob, like, you know. So I reverted it back to stock. I had the old pickups, put those back in. And so basically I straight up traded a mid-90s Mexican Fender made in Mexico Strat for two of these guitars. And it's a hell of a deal. It's a hell of a deal. So this is one that was the... you know, this was on the floor, but I have another one that I've not even taken out of the package yet. We opened it up to look at it, just to make sure that it was the right color code body and fretboard that I wanted. And so I got both of them, and I've never unboxed anything before and recorded it, so I thought it might be cool. This is your Tagima box right here. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I am or not. This is a super cool guitar. Super, super cool. You got your guitar. Show that in a second. They give you a whammy bar and a cable. That's pretty cool, actually. Input jack. I don't, you know. All right. I mean, you're paying $200. I don't necessarily expect to get an extra cable. So let's take this off here. I don't expect this to be set up very well. That's just, you know, just because, again, $200. $200. Super stoked about this. Super stoked about this. Super cool. Super cool. Vintage white. Okay, seafoam green pickguard. Dude, this has super vintage vibes to it. It's very cool. I feel like the bridge really is just probably there for show. It looks thin. I mean, this looks like vintage spacing on the bridge. I'm pretty sure it is. This feels like a little bit of a wide neck, but that looks like the, what is it? 2 3/16. The old American vintage spacing. These are ceramic pickups, of course. I will say that when I was playing on that one in the store, the knobs feel really good. These volume controls right here, they feel really good. They don't feel cheap at all. It feels like they're solid contact all the way across. I'm really interested to take this pick guard off and see what's in there. These selector switches, like, it's firm. It is a very firm. There's like no slop in it at all. It's really interesting that I mean, it feels like I don't know that my camera is actually picking up the correct color, but that is an awesome color scheme. And with the rosewood, it just, that's their headstock. Look, it's not, what do you expect? Like, it is what it is. We all know that story. A single string tree, which I like. I don't like double string trees. I just don't. It isn't very visually appealing. I have, on the guitar that I built, I got staggered tuner, so I didn't have to deal with string trees. Yeah, the setup here leaves a lot to be desired. And it's more or less just flat across. But these fretboards, I think, are a 10 degree radius. But it's definitely, it's not awesome. It maybe needs to be set back a little bit. I mean, look, $200 guitar, I don't necessarily expect to be able to play it right off the... I don't know if these strings are just crappy. The frets... a little bit of roughness on the frets. These are probably the cheapest, crappiest strings. And that's probably what it is. I mean, these strings don't feel good at all. This board's all dried out. Who knows how long this has been sitting in there. But visually speaking, this looks the part. Like, that looks great. So what I'm going to do is plug this in to my amp, and let's see what it sounds like. Good Chief, what you doing, buddy? Let me find of course I don't have a pick. Right here. All right. That's probably gonna be, of course. It's actually, I'm going to tune these up. I'm going to come back to that. No, you know what? I'll get, let's see here. Throw my little crappy tuner on here. A little Charmander tuner. Put this right there. Turn that on. Gotta try out the tuners too. So it looks like it's tuned to D, to like D sharp, which I actually prefer playing in. That's interesting that it was naturally tuned down half a step. Tuners feel pretty good. Let's do this instead of, what am I playing with? Playing with kind of a, you know what, let me set my EQ to like, I'm setting everything to 12 o'clock across the board. You know, to give you a real idea. And I'm playing through a boost pedal. I've got a, what is that, the MXR, the mini boost, and that's it. Was it not sure why it's there's such high action like right off the bat. And you know what? I would be adjusting these. So the strings right now that are on this, they make this not really not enjoyable to play with the strings that are on it. I like coated strings, and these are giant pieces of crap, really. But you shouldn't play stock strings anyway. not. You know what? Let's mess around with this a little bit now. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's turn this up. Scoop that down. All right, now I'm trying to go for a little bit of a scooped sound right now. You know, these pickups, these control knobs, they feel good. But I'm thinking they're still the minis. I think they're probably still the minis. I don't know, there's a lot of rotation in there. It sounds really quacky for the neck middle. It's kind of odd. I really don't like ceramic pickups. Look, this, you know, I don't necessarily know that this is rosewood. It looks like rosewood, but I have seen an engineered wood before that had the kind of appearance and properties of rosewood, but it wasn't actually quote unquote Brazilian rosewood. This company is in Brazil. They're based in Brazil. Wouldn't be surprised if it was rosewood. That being said, I can't for certain say that. And like honestly, I don't know that the camera really is picking up visually how beautiful this guitar is. It's absolutely tops. it gets the colors right. The neck feels really good. The frets are kind of a medium jumbo. The nut is a weak point. It's a weak point. You know, put in, you know, a Graphtec nut or something like that. This is like some piece of plastic. The tuners do feel good. I mean, I don't know how well they actually will work over time, but these strings are just nightmarish, though. The pickups sound low output, although if you turn them up too high, they really start to. There's some stat there. It's a little interesting that. Such a great neck. It's really such a great neck, for real. It's light, because y'all know basswood is, which is what this is. I don't know if I said that or not. This is not alder. It's a basswood body. So it's very light. However much you choose to believe that affects tone, I think it probably has a slight effect on it, but it's probably overstated, I think. But it's a light guitar. It's not overly heavy. You can't see in there, but the bridge looks like, first of all, the bridge is like set down on it. But it looks like, you know, one of those crappy, you know, the cheapest Squire bridge that there is. Other than that, I think for me, taking these strings off, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and set the pickups as I would do it. I didn't think about any of this before I started doing it. I just started recording. So bear with me for a second. The screwdriver is right there. I'm gonna set these pickup heights to what I play at. And we'll see what kind of tones we get out like that. Look, I never use the bridge. I think whatever. I don't like the bridge pickup really. It's growing on me lately, but I have never played with it like that. That's just stupid. It's interesting. There's a little bit of okay. The volume knob was a little like crooked on there. Ugh. Back that off a little bit. That sounds so much better. Just a slight little tweak. Man, I've not played that in a while. Anyway, it sounds better just making the pickup height change, which I do just high E side. I don't know if you can really see that. Maybe right there. See that stagger, how I've got that? That's the way I play. I like the chime on the high end and getting rid of some of the low. I like to keep everything kind of in the middle. That sounds so much better. That sounds so much more balanced. Wow, I'm even more impressed now. All right. Well, look, I got this one, and I've got that one over there. Go ahead and unplug this. Look, these are both. I got both of these guitars. They're both brand new. This one was sitting, hanging up on the rack. This one I literally took out of the box. I hadn't ever taken it out of the box. I got both of these for a made in Mexico Strat from the 90s that the frets were worn down. the neck wasn't in awesome shape, but you know what? It's going to sell because it says Fender on the headstock, and it's got the headstock shape that everybody knows. I don't think it was a particularly well put together guitar. That's why when I traded the dude, I insisted on keeping my pick guard. It's like, you can have your ceramic pickups back. I'm not like, you know, it wasn't a very particularly well made guitar. These are on par. Construction wise, both of these guitars, I would say they're slightly better because I think that the vintage string spacing is better for playing guitar. I just think it is. I mean, these are $200 a piece. These are $200 a piece. That is nuts. So and look, the headstock shape it's not terrible. It's really not terrible. Okay, this looks like a decent Stratocaster. This is a legitimately agreeable, you know, vintage copy, dude. I'm looking all the way around here. I'm looking at the neck pocket, and the neck pocket is cut so cleanly, and it ties in like the construction is so, it's so well put together. It's so well put together. The nut up here on this one, it's offset, I mean, just a 64th of an inch to the high E side. I'm going to replace that anyway. And this one right here, you know, just a little, maybe the same thing. So maybe it's something in there. Maybe it's something in the way that they're setting these is just slightly off. But look, dude, that is a beautiful Strat with a tortoiseshell pick guard. That feels good. Anyway, it's ridiculous what you can get now for $200. I mean, this is a $200 guitar, and you heard that one, how it plays. It's fantastic. So I would definitely recommend anybody getting one of these. I think this is probably an excellent starter guitar. An excellent starter guitar. This is not, look, aside from these strings that are on it, the strings that are on it are just, you know, the crap. They're right out of the box, though. Put some lemon oil on this neck here. It's not rosewood. It's an engineered wood. It's not rosewood. It's interesting. But anyway, that's that. For $200, I think this is impossible to beat for $200, brand new. This isn't $200 somebody's used Squire that you got off Facebook Marketplace. This is out of a local music store that sells quality stuff. Martin's, Gibson's, high-end Ibanez stuff. And they happened to start carrying this, and these are fantastic. I'm really, for the price, these are legit fantastic. So I'm not really sure what else to say, but oh, that's kind of funny. Actually, I'm not sure I've ever noticed that before. Okay, so looking at this one closer, that's kind of funny. You see a visual take this off here. If you look, you can see that. Okay, that seems not so not so well put together. I don't know that the other one has the same. You know, see, the other one doesn't have. You know, it's got that right there. It doesn't really have it there. It's got more, a little bit cleaner cut there. Huh? Interesting. Interesting that, you know, and that's my dog. That is not unexpected on a $200 guitar. That being said, I still think for $200, these are significant winners. Like I said, I've gone over these pretty well. I think the bridges are crap. And while this looks like rosewood, I feel like there's almost a 0% chance that that's rosewood. That's totally something else. That being said, this still feels like a bargain, especially for somebody that is beginning, just finding out, do they want to play? See, I got all the electronics in my guitars anyway. I need a good neck and a good body, and I'll do the rest. But I would feel fine giving these to any kid that was interested in finding out if you wanted to play guitar. This would be, he or she would have a very fine instrument to start with. So that's all I've got to say. That's almost 40 minutes of talking about $200 guitars. I think this is worth it. I think it's better than a Squire. I think it's better than an Affinity. I think it's better than a Squire Standard. And it's cheaper. So I don't know what more you could want. So maybe I'll do another one of these sometime with they make a Jazzmaster. They make a Telecaster with a beautiful quilt maple top. But the neck on it felt terrible, which is why I didn't get it. The necks on these two guitars, they feel phenomenal. And to me, on a guitar, you are playing the strings, and you've got to have a good neck. The frets felt terrible on the Telecaster that they've got. Beautiful body, nice quilt, and it's got binding on it, so it looks beautiful. It feels genuinely like crap. So I'm not trying to sell you on everything with this company, because, you know, that Telecaster, and I played two of them, and they were both crap. They were both absolutely junk. The frets were terribly cut. And I'm wondering if the neck was actually maybe a little more narrow, and this neck just fits the frets better, and maybe they're just making one set of frets and trying to put it, because you would catch every fret sliding your hand down, whereas this is as smooth as anything. This feels actually well crafted. So they make a Jazzmaster that's I think around $299, and that Telecaster was $499, and like I said, it felt like trash. I mean, if you can, dude, dig this here. That looks like, if you didn't see the headstock, you would say, wow, that's like a beautiful 62 or 64 copy, right? That's for real. That's a gorgeous guitar. And $200, I don't know what else to say. So anyway, have fun, happy playing. Later.